Well, today we have with us Father Benedict Kiely. He's a priest of the Ordinariate of Our Lady of Walsingham, a founder of the Nazarene.org, which helps persecuted Christians. And he's been on before. I've enjoyed our conversation. This time we're talking about an article he wrote in the Catholic Thing called AI, Nearness to the Beast. Welcome, Father Kiely. How are you today?
Thank you very much, Pat. Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, this was a very interesting article. I've been reading so many things on AI. So I love that you talked about the then Cardinal Ratzinger. So can you talk to us about what Cardinal Ratzinger at that time, before he was Pope, said about the beast and how you see its connection to AI?
Well, it was a fascinating lecture he gave in 1980. If you think back to what we were all doing in 1980, a movie came out in 1984 called The Terminator. I was I can't remember, maybe 21 years old. And that was science fiction about the machines that could kill. And, well, jump ahead 40 plus years now, and we have drones killing, etc. So drones the size of flies. So Cardinal Ratzinger, as he was then the head of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, the highest office in the Church for the Faith under the Pope, gave a lecture in Sicily about what the beast, the number 666 really means, and that sometimes can be kind of the realm of the crazy people. But we know with Cardinal Ratzinger, he wasn't remotely crazy, and this lecture has hardly been written about. I searched all over the internet, books, etc. You can hardly find anything about it. Basically, what he said was, among other things, was 666 is a number, and the beast of the apocalypse, is a number, and effectively is a machine, turning men into machines. And this is, as I say, think back that far. And he used the powerful image of the Nazi concentration camps where they put numbers on people rather than names. And he said, God, of course, gives us a name, not a number. So he traced that back then. And now we jump ahead into AI and the whole idea of machines controlling everything. And I know a lot of people are enthusiastic about AI, but I think he gave us a real warning that we have to be extremely careful about this kind of technology and where it could lead. Already, even people who helped create AI have been expressing concern. So I think he was a true prophet in warning about this.
So the idea of a number versus a name, is it this sense of just a dehumanization of people? That's why he connected it to the concentration camps?
Absolutely, that's a significant part of it, but also this idea that man eventually will be manipulated. The idea of the machine as a symbol, as an image of manipulation of man, and AI, of course, will manipulate and is manipulating already. We don't know so often. Now people say, well, that was an AI image, or that was created by AI, and a number of other people have been warning about this recently, but I just thought it was incredible to see this man, Cardinal Ratzinger, Benedict XVI, as he became, was considered one of the greatest theologian popes in the last several centuries, and that the fact that way back then he was warning about what this figure means, this 666. It's not some creature with horns and a little spiky fork and a tail. It's a demonic, dark force that has the potential to control the world.
And I think that ties into, Father, what you talked about when you shared a quote by Father Romano Guardini on the problem of power, because it appears to me that we, in our pride, we think that we can manipulate it. But like you said, man will become manipulated. So how do you see the problem of power and applying that to AI?
Well, that was a great quote. Again, Father Guardini, Romano Guardini, was actually one of Pope Benedict's favorite theologians. He was writing, I think in the 1960s, or certainly the late 50s, warning about the problem of power. And what he meant then was really about nuclear power, the great danger of the ability of humans now to destroy the entire world. But what he said effectively was that will be the great challenge for humanity in the future, the problem of power and how we have the ability to do things, but whether we can control that ability. And we can do now all kinds of extraordinary things, horrifying things, even with cloning and all this sort of stuff. And the same with AI. Excuse me, the fact that, yes, we may be able to do something, but should we? And unfortunately, Pat, as you know, we are fallen creatures, and the history of humanity is we're not very good at controlling our power. When we think we can do something, we tend to do it. So that's why I think the church, and thank God Pope Leo, I think even in his first week spoke about AI. So I think the church has really got to focus on this and get the finest minds thinking and talking about it, because even if the world ignores us, that will be part of our role as a church, of speaking a prophetic word.
So you talk also about the importance of discernment with AI. Do you think once something like this takes off, how how do we slow it down, or how do we bring discernment to it? I know you said this is kind of the role of the church, but each of us will have a role in this discernment of the use of AI. So what do we do with that?
Well, yes, I mean, it's a very important that the church addresses this. I think we need to have conferences, we need at the highest level discussion. But you're right. I mean, take it down to basic things like writing essays and students not cheating, because of course it is cheating. There's no difference between having an AI essay written than going and copying one out of a book. All kinds of ways. Some things, obviously, we can use that are helpful and nothing wrong with them, but it's going to take a lot of prayer. Discernment really is the most important word, because we're going to have to pray and say, well, once again in our lives, yes, we could do this, but should we do this? Is this human? It's part of the whole thing of looking at technology for our children, the access to so many things. I'm very nervous about the possibilities, for example, of what they call the deep fakes that, and they've already done it. They did it to the Pope. They've done it just recently to Cardinal Burke, that people will say, well, I saw him say that, or I saw her say that. And the reality is, of course, it wasn't. It's a fake. And no one will be able to know the difference.
Yeah. And my other fear with it is that people will stop thinking. That this we'll just turn to AI, and get our answer there, and that's good enough. Yeah. And I've heard other, even people that are instructing people in medicine are saying that they just look at AI for the answer versus really wanting to learn all about the human person. So yeah, this is we're broken people. That's for sure.
We must pray. We must pray.
Yeah. Exactly. Father, this was a wonderful article. Thank you so much, and thanks for taking the time being on the show today.
Thank you. God bless.